to my channel. My name is Kyra and this is my review for Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 11. The title of the episode was Unfinished Business. And you guys, I feel like I was so invested in Kyra and Jason. Watching this episode, I was just like sad. Honestly, towards the end, I was just a little bit sad. But I'm going to get into telling you guys why in just a second. Now, you know how you watch an episode. Like for me, I did my review, last week or whatever. But I watched it again. And like I still have questions. So I want to know if you guys still have some of the same questions that I did before watching this episode. Because the last episode was titled like Getting Clarity. We didn't really get clarity because I still had questions. So some of my questions were, is this show really about love or about playing a game? Because I watched season 1, season 2, season 3, and now season 4. And my favorite couple was Michael and Shay from season 1. You just knew they was gonna make it. And like, they made it to the reunion, maybe about a month or two after that, and then they were done. The only other couple that seemed like they might have made it was Mario and, what was her name? Reva. But like, I think he had picked somebody else on the show, and then like they got together afterwards. And I think they are together because I did check one of their pages and they are together now. So like, is it about love for real, or like this whole make it to the end game? I don't know. That's one of my questions. And I do follow Jason on Instagram. I told y'all that already, how I feel about him. Anyway, but he posted a picture of Liz. I should have took a screenshot of it because he deleted it right after. But he posted her last week after the episode and was just like, why wouldn't I pick a queen? And I was like, He posted it like in real time. So do that mean he picked her in real time? Like, what does that mean? But he took it down. I guess production may have issues with them posting because Kyra said, well, she was gonna go live this past Sunday, and she was like, it does affect viewership, and she was told not to go live to explain what was going on. So I don't know. Now somebody says Liz and KG would be a better fit. What y'all think about that? I can't really see it because I can't see it. I can't see her and Jason still. But anyway, I wrote, what else did I have? Who should have self-eliminated? Should Alexis have self-eliminated before this episode? And we never saw that scene of Joelle and Amber kissing from like the previews of the season. We never saw it on the show. But I'm like, okay, anyway. All right, guys, now it is time to go ahead and get into the actual episode. I still had questions, you guys. I'm sorry. But so it picks up where it left off with AJ and Kyra. Telling Kyra, she was not ready to love. And she said she knew it was coming. But Kyra had said that she would have rather leave, than to stay and just choose somebody because they chose her. And it wasn't a good fit. Now, to be honest, she may have done that anyway, but we'll talk about that more towards the, in the episode. She was like, I'm only choosing one husband. There's no going back. She was kind of getting emotional about the whole thing. And, in that moment, I really felt for her. I do like Kyra a lot. Like, she's the only one from the show, only woman that I follow on Instagram. Besides, I also follow Jason, but like, those are my only two from the show that I follow. I might follow Vernisha and Joelle too. But anyway, AJ asked her, do you want to be here with me? She says, yes, I do. Well, Kyra, why couldn't you tell him that before he had said you're not ready to love? Because then it would have seemed more sincere, But anyway, she said she had never chosen AJ in her deliberations, and she had not. So like, are you sure now? Now, I did say on one of my reviews that I felt like she was looking for a reason to choose AJ. So maybe this was her reason. Was it enough of a reason? I don't know, but that's what she did. AJ, she asked him, well, why? Why do you want to be there with her? He says he's waited 4 years and to have their second date, and he wants to see how it goes. I mean, okay, you could have been trying to pursue me this whole time, but okay. And Kyra, she says, you know what, she wanted to kiss him right now. She was on cloud 9. She looks happy talking about him in her confessional after this moment. She really did. She is really pretty too. Like her hair, makeup, everything. I was just like, okay, Kyra. But anyway, so AJ says, you know what, I did change my mind. It's gonna be you. So that means someone has to go, right? So next scene, we see him meeting up with Alexis outside. And he lets her know we'll probably be in each other's lives for a very long time, probably as friends, you know. No, they could still be friends for sure. Basically, she's going home. She says, I chose you. And I feel like she tried to like emphasize that because Ron chose her, and now she's saying, I chose you. I mean, she said she felt backstabbed. Alexis, baby, he don't owe you him. Like, he don't owe you his heart. He don't owe you the #1 spot. He owes you nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was tough to seeing her kind of get emotional as well. Talking about, you know, how, you know, her spiritual thing, and if she wasn't ready for it, maybe that's why. And when she is ready, God will send her person. I feel the same way about that too. I'm definitely not ready right now, but you know, when I am, I think my person will come. She talks about, you know, thank you for the experience, and she told herself to kind of love yourself more. And I think, you know, I hope people don't attack her too much because she did kind of look a little desperate. But you know, it's a learning experience for all of them. And like I said, I believe that it's gonna be somebody in all of their DMs, okay? So she'll be fine, okay? All right, next scene, we see the women meet up with Tommy. I'm not gonna say, is it Uncle Tommy? No, it's nephew, whatever. Tommy. And Liz looked like she saw a ghost when she saw Kyra walking around that corner. And he lets them know this will be their last one-on-one dates. And he wants them to discuss the future and listen to your heart as you all are having these dates. Does it feel right? You know, what is your intuition telling you about these dates? Kyra told them about how AJ changed his mind, but she does still need to talk with Jason, and she's interested in both of them still. Liz was just like, don't make it seem like I'm second place. She didn't like that. Well, Liz, the way, I don't know if it's how it was edited or cut up, but it definitely seemed like if Kyra would have said Jason, he would have been right on with Kyra. It is what it is. Don't be offended by it. I don't believe that he chose weeks ago because y'all were just at the ranch. I'm assuming it's like days ago from this sit down. So, and he kind of admits to lying about the whole he chose weeks ago thing when they do sit down. I'll get into that a little bit later too. Okay. Liz thinks that her and Jason are solid. Okay. I mean, it's all that matters that you know y'all solid, right? Me, I don't think so. Posting her on Instagram, that's cool and all, but like, I don't know. Anyway, next we see Joelle going over to Vernisha's house. She's setting the mood. She has her candles and wine, and she done cooked some food for him, and she wanted him to see a softer side of her instead of her being so how she was at the ranch, all in his face, walking off, being upset. So it was nice to see that, you know, because we had not really seen them, but it still really wasn't given that for me, but like it was nice to see them just talk and not be like button heads in that moment. So they both chose each other, and they want to both kind of see what happens now. And they kissed, and Joel says, you know what, he wants to continue this with her, you know, date for real, and then, you know, see what they can build together. I like them together. I hope they're still together by the reunion time. I really do. I hope their families click next week. I really do. I like them. He might be the only one, right? Yeah, probably the only ones, but okay. All right, next scene. Before I even wrote any notes, I put shaking my head. Like, oh, Lord. So we see Liz and Jason. he says he feels good about his decision, and Liz was confused about Kyra's comments about, her possibly being second choice. So Liz asked Jason, what if Kyra had picked you? To me, Jason lied in this moment. He says we would still be sitting right here. My mind was already made up. He's lying. He's lying. And I like Jason. Y'all know I like him. But he was lying, because I'm telling you, if Kyra had said, it's like he was disappointed with Kyra by saying, I gotta see the whole process out. And if she would have just said, you know what, Jason, it's gonna be you, he would have went with that. So he was lying by saying they would still be sitting right there. I was annoyed with him in that moment, but whatever. I feel like there was definitely a disconnect with him and Kyra somewhere along the way. I don't think it was fair to keep asking her to choose when you had not made a decision in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So there was a disconnect with them, and it does kind of suck. They were never able to kind of get over or like talk through whatever that disconnect was. Am I tripping? But like, it felt like that. But anyway, so Jason leaves the table for a minute. He goes to grab a white rose and to present it to Liz. It was a romantic moment. He says, I chose you because you've been pure, honest, and resilient throughout this process. You're worth the pursuit. They both kind of got emotional. They embraced, they kissed. He said he's feeling good about everything. And Liz wanted someone to see her heart, and she feels like Jason does. It was a nice moment. It was romantic. But I was thinking, you guys, I'm not a hater, but I was thinking, but Kyra got a whole like room of roses and like the whole, pathway of roses. I mean, I'm just saying, but it was a nice moment. I wish it had been him and Kyra. I did. But anyway, next we see Chris and Amber meet, and they kind of cheers to the future. KG was still wondering about Ron. She says he is a non-factor, and they both decide to choose each other. KG did not have any other options, and I kind of wish that he had somebody else to kind of choose from besides just Amber, but because she had her options and her dates. His kind of were like misses. But anyway, he says she makes him comfortable and secure. If she did, why are you still bringing up Ron at this point? They discuss kids, and he says that they're going to have to wait till they're married to have sex to even talk about having kids. And he talks about how he is doing semen retention, basically like abstaining from sex, celibacy type of deal. And Amber was just like, I deserve that. You gonna give me some. I'm just like, girl, that's what he want to do. Like, it would be so weird, like when the woman said, how the men respond, but then when the man is saying, she's still kind of responding the same way. It's kind of interesting. It was interesting to me. But anyway, Amber thinks she's cute and that he will not be able to wait. I mean, okay, that's y'all grown. Anyway, next we see Kyra and AJ. And I wrote, I need her workout plan, her meal plan, all of that. She talks about how she's been so focused on Jason, and she didn't really have a chance to really open up to AJ, which is why I'm just like, y'all are making this decision at the very end. Like, is it really gonna work? But anyway, I did like how AJ was looking at her. He looked at her in a way where you can tell he likes her. Is it pining? I don't know. You can tell he has an affection for her. So Kyra says, she wants them to move forward. He jokes about sending her home. She was just like, too soon. He said, all his attention is on her. He has been admiring her from afar, and he does not want to take a L. There's again that L. It's a loss. It's not about winning or losing. It's about finding a connection, because even if you guys get off the show, there's no more cameras, there's real life. Are you guys gonna still have a connection? But anyway, he says he would have looked back and regretted sending her home. And I agree. I think he would have too, because he would have been there with Alexis thinking about Kyra. So he made the right decision for him. Now, I don't know if it's the right decision for Kyra, but definitely for AJ in that moment, in this process, he made the right choice. They toast to the future, and she talks about how she still wants to know where things went wrong when it comes to Jason. And me too. There is definitely a disconnect with them at some point. But anyway, next scene, we see the ladies meet up with Uncle Tommy. Uncle, nephew, Tommy. I'm gonna just start saying Tommy, because girl, you cannot get that right. Anyway, Amber, they're gonna discuss their dates. Amber talks about how Chris cried. They joke about his voice when he was crying, like, was he like, oh, I can't do it, I'm not even gonna try. Anyway, him being celibate, she was just like, y'all pray for me. And Tommy was just like, I'm not gonna pray about his semen retention. That's not what I'm gonna do. But it was whatever. Next, Bernicia, she blushes as she talks about Joelle, and they have overcame different things. Liz says she is on cloud 9, and that Jason has let her know he made his decision weeks ago. Now, as she is talking, Kyra was just like, like, is she for real? Like, Kyra started laughing. And Liz thought it was kind of like disrespectful. I don't think it was. Kyra says that, you know, it's comical that what you're saying. And she said it just doesn't make sense. She's like, well, you know, maybe he was playing the game with me, because what you're saying and what he was saying to me just maybe days ago is not adding up. So she was like, if he made his decision, why he kept pressing me to make a decision? And Liz says that he needed to hear from Kyra and that certain things seemed disingenuous. Kyra felt like him kind of going back and forth or saying different things means that he would kind of like mishandle her in her heart, because he's saying one thing to you, but he's saying something else to her about you. Like that's that disconnect we're talking about here. Something was off with them. I don't know what happened, like off camera with them. Maybe, I don't know, but there's definitely a disconnect between Kyra and Jason. But anyway, Kyra says, you know, AJ respected her process and her way that she tried to make her decisions. AJ gave her the space to be in the process, basically. She said that she had to leave today, it would be with AJ. Do I believe she wanted to say AJ? No, I don't. I really don't. I really don't. So now Uncle Tommy said, nephew, Tommy says that there's going to be 4 couples instead of 3. And I made my thumbnail before I watched the video. So I was thinking about that anyway. So we in sync a little bit. But anyway, he says the last step is for the couples to like come together and commit to each other, to move forward in a committed relationship. So this is not the finale. It will be next week. So once Tommy leaves, someone asked Kyra, you know, how do you feel? She feels like Jason wasn't being fair to her. And what's her name? Amber said, you know, are you just picking AJ because things with Jason didn't work out? I feel like yes. And I feel like Jason also picked Liz because Kyra didn't move at his pace. Just from watching the show. I wrote down, I have mixed feelings about this whole little thing. Liz was irritated with Kyra. She was just like, she's kind of taking his character and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, no, she wasn't. She was just sharing her experience and what she thought about how he did that. I mean, you have your opinion, she has hers. Anyway, next we see Jason and Kyra meet. I was definitely kind of like cringing watching them and like disappointed, honestly. Like, I'm not even in it. They're in it, but I was disappointed. Anyway, they're holding hands. Kyra says that her disappointment with Jason has now turned into anger. And she asked him about the whole weeks ago comment. He came clean. He said, you know, he misspoke. he lied, basically. He did not make it weeks ago. He said he needed clarity, and he didn't get it on the tennis court. So that was not weeks ago. That was, again, days ago. He said, Kyra, I still don't know what you feel. Who do you want? He was like, it feels, now in his confessional, he was just like, you know what? I made my choice. Let's just move on. He said that he was getting kind of irritated. Like, why are we meeting right now? I've already said what I got to say. I'm done with it. I didn't like his attitude, like, going into the meeting. I'm going to say that as well. I really didn't. It kind of seemed like he was just like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? But anyway, let me keep going. He says that it kind of seems like an interrogation. When they get together, it's like questions, instead of kind of being in the moment and enjoying the moment. Now, I will say, the last few episodes, but it wasn't just Kyra though. It was him too. Like, so he can't put that all on her, because it was definitely him too. It really was, but you know, whatever. They definitely need to enjoy the moment more. And I felt the same way about Alexis, like, just talking about number one. No, girl, enjoy what you're doing right now. But I mean, he had a point when it comes to that. He says he's tried. Kyra says, well, if it was 2 weeks ago, you were already checked out. And again, he says, you know, what do you want? Here, I believe Jason lied again. Like, I'm disappointed, and I'm not even Kyra, but anyway. Kyra says, if I would have chose you on the tennis court, would your decision have been different? He says no. He's lying, because yes, he would have. I wonder, would it have been different? If Kyra would have said, Jason, I want you, at that moment, what would he have done? I really kind of wish we knew, you know? But anyway, he says no. Kyra says, you know what? Let's just remain friends. And I hope they do remain, you know, friends and not, you know, fall out over this, because who knows what can happen in the future. She says she hates that this is how they're ending. And I hate it for her as well, for them too as well. She says he did not handle my heart with care, and that she has been worried about AJ dealing with her heart and with care, and she shouldn't be worried about Jason. And I was just like, dang. She said it does hurt that this is how they're ending. And she said, to me, it felt like he was being a little cold towards her. Like, we not finna do this. I don't want to really be here. Was it like, it kind of felt cold to me, and I was like super disappointed. But anyway, it's not about me. This is my commentary. Get back into the show. Anyway. So next we see all the couples come together. They really look nice together. Really the only one is Renisha and Joel. But anyway, Kyra did not like seeing Jason with Liz. You know, he was still his bubbly self and, like, you know, flirting a little bit or whatever with Liz. And you can see Kyra, she has this beautiful man next to her, and she's still looking over there at him. Like, dang, like, what? She's still probably thinking about, like, dang, what really happened? Like, what did we do? Like, what? I hope that they have talked about this thing and, like, I don't know. I feel like closure is not a real thing. It's not a real thing. But anyway, Kyra says she does still have reservations when it comes to AJ. As you should. It feels like a last-ditch choice for Kyra and for AJ to me. Because why wasn't AJ pursuing her relentlessly before? He wasn't. But anyway, so nephew Tommy, y'all, I'm sorry. He lets them know that they are going to be meeting with the families on the next episode, and then they will have a chance to make their final decisions and commit to each other. AJ said it's too early. Yeah, because y'all just started dating a day ago. Not the whole, 8 weeks? Just 2 days ago. But anyway, Amber said she was nervous about it. Liz said she was excited to meet Jason's family. Kyra hopes her family helps her make the final decision. AJ mom talks about kids because he's 38 and does not have any. And somebody with KG asks Amber, is this a real connection? I want to know the same thing. I don't think it is, but whatever. So honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen at the reunion. I feel like I hope and hope and hope that Vernisha and Joelle are still together. And maybe in real life, Liz and Jason are still together, because he just posted tonight a picture of Liz with how we need to see black love on our TV screens. Child, bye. People are like, they're a beautiful couple. I mean, they look nice together. Yes, they're both beautiful people, whatever. But like, I still think it should have been Kyra. But I'm pretty sure Kyra ain't gonna be missing. Like, somebody's gonna be in her DMs too, or in real life too. She'll be fine, because she is fine, you know. So she got lots of stuff going for herself, so she'll be fine. But yeah, all right, you guys, that was the end of my review. I hope you guys watched it. I hope it's not like super long, but yeah. Again, you guys, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Ready to Love videos do really well, but if I could get maybe half of the subscribers as the viewers, like, no, what am I trying to say? Half the people that watch the video to also subscribe, I'll definitely be my goal. My goal is still to get to, I'm sorry y'all, it's late, I'm tired. My goal is to still get to 100 subscribers. I'm at about, what, 55, 60 right now. So go ahead, y'all, press subscribe. Especially if you have watched more than one video, go ahead and subscribe. Just stop playing. Go ahead and do that. But anyway, you guys, I will see you all on the next one. Bye.